In order to subscribe for my channel, please click here or click here. Please like, share, and comments on my videos and channel.
Hey guys, this is Gaurav. Welcome to SaaS with ServiceNow. In this session, we are going to talk about ServiceNow with Visual Studio Code. About myself, my name is Gaurav Tripathi. I have 10 plus years of experience in IT, which includes experience in ServiceNow architect solutions and project delivery. I love to travel and learn new things. What are we going to learn? In this session, we are going to learn how you can create and edit applications in Visual Studio Code for ServiceNow. Visual Studio Code will give you an opportunity to create and do scripting for ServiceNow. Prerequisite. For this, you have to install Visual Studio Code in your computer. The link is mentioned. It is also mentioned in the description of the video. You should also have ServiceNow New York instance. And if you want to perform some labs and do some testing, you can definitely get your personal developer instance, which should be in New York instance. So the version of your ServiceNow instance should be New York. What is Visual Studio Code? Now, before you start coding in Visual Studio, you should be aware what exactly is that. Visual Studio Code is a code editor, redefined and optimized for building and debugging modern web and cloud applications. It provides different third-party applications extension to utilize them in Visual Studio. So Visual Studio is like an editor where you can do different kind of scripting, different kind of for different languages. That's kind of programming you can do in Visual Studio Code. It's kind of an editor for different programming languages. And it can be any language. You can also have different extensions. You can also write Python scripting. You can also write Java scripting. And if there are any applications which you want to have that available in Visual Studio, you can also do it with the help of application extensions. Similarly, ServiceNow also has published ServiceNow extension for Visual Studio Code, so that you can use all the APIs and methods provided by ServiceNow and you can do all the coding in Visual Studio Code. And that's a ServiceNow extension. And they have published it publicly. So as of now, there are so many developers, third-party developers, like freelancer developers. They have developed different kind of extensions for Visual Studio. But that was unofficial ServiceNow. But here we have directly from official ServiceNow extension, where they have used that name as ServiceNow extension for Visual Studio Code, as you can see on the screen. Now this is Visual Studio Code. I have installed in my computer right now. Similarly, you also need to do it before you perform any kind of scripting and you install this extension. So first step is you have to install Visual Studio Code in your computer. Let's talk about some of the top features of Visual Studio Code when you will use for ServiceNow. So the top features we have are build applications. That means you can directly build and create applications directly in Visual Studio Code for your ServiceNow instance. You can do offline development. That means if your computer is not connected to the internet and you still want to do some coding, it will automatically be synced later on when your computer will be connected to the internet. You can create different multiple projects. And one of the good feature, like we have in a script editor in ServiceNow, that is auto code completion. That is IntelliSense. That feature is also available in Visual Studio Code for ServiceNow. You can also run the background script directly in Visual Studio Code. And the best feature is auto sync with instance. That means you don't have to sync it manually. Whatever code you will write, it will automatically sync to your ServiceNow instance. Let's start with installing this extension in Visual Code Studio. And that is Visual Studio Code. So this is my Visual Studio Code. In order to install the extension, what exactly I need to do? I will click on here. Here I can search for ServiceNow. If I will type ServiceNow, you can see we have this particular extension and it says install. You can also see some of the features here. It has some details. You can see we have key features. So I have already shown you the top features. However, you can also see other more features here. So what I will do, I will first install it. So I will click on install and it will try to install it. Now you can see this extension has been installed. Now what I will do after installing, what you can do, you have to restart your Visual Studio Code. For that, you can just reload the window. So what we will do, we will go to View, Command Palette. We will type here Developer and it says Reload Window. I will just select that one because that is the latest one. Now you can see it is reloading my Visual Studio Code. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to activate the extension. The extension which you have installed as of now, you have to enable it. And how we will do that? You have to go to View again, go to Command Palette. Here you have to type Now. Now all the functions we have for ServiceNow extension, you can always search with Now, and you can see these are all different functions you can use for your ServiceNow scripting. So what I will do here, I will just select Activate ServiceNow extension, that is Now extension. I will press Enter on that and it will automatically enable that particular extension. Now we have to set up the workspace. So in Visual Studio Code, you should always have a workspace where you can work. Now how exactly we will set up that? In order to do that, you have to go to View. You have to click on Command Palette. Now, as I mentioned, because now you have all your extensions, so you can just search for Now. And here we will go to Setup Now Workspace. You can definitely create different workspaces in Visual Studio Code. However, we have to set up Now Workspace, that is ServiceNow Workspace. So I will go to this list. I will click here. You can also press Enter when that particular list is highlighted. Here it's asking me to create a folder. So I have to select a folder. So what I will do, I will just click Desktop here as of now. You can do as per your need. So it is not something mandatory. I will just create a new folder and that will be called my SaaS VS Demo. Here I will create that folder. So this is my project folder. I can click on Select Project Folder. So that folder is selected. So I have created a workspace with that particular folder which I have created just now. So that folder is created. Now we have to create a project in this workspace. And that's the next step. Because after creating the workspace, you have to create the project. Because you have to do some coding. And how exactly we do that? For that, you just need to go to View, Command Palette again. You have to type Now. And here, I should have Create Now Project. This is the option. If you will type Create Now Project. So as I mentioned, you can also click it, or maybe you can just press Enter. So I will click here Now it will ask you enter a Snow instance. That means I have to give the URL of my instance. And where is my URL? I will just quickly shift to my ServiceNow instance. This is my ServiceNow instance. I will pick the instance URL. I will copy it and I will go back to my Visual Studio Code, paste it, and I just need to press enter. When I will press enter, it will ask you what kind of authentication you are looking for. Basic authentication or OAuth. For this, we will just select basic authentication for now. So I will select basic. Here I have to type username. Now what is the best thing to do here to connect? I would recommend, rather than using your own username which you have already registered on your instance, you can create a new admin role. So what we will do in this case, we will go back to my instance. I will try to create a new user. So I will go to the user list in my instance. If you want, I will just make it a little bit bigger so that you understand. What I will do, I will create a new user. I will give it a name as sas.admin. Admin. And I will just give a password as per my password. I don't want to reset right now and I want to keep this active. I will save this. After saving this, I will give admin role to this particular user ID. This user, I have this roles, I will edit it. And here I will search for admin role and I will save it. So admin role is added for this particular user. I will go back to Visual Studio Code. Here I will give the username which I have used over there, that is sas.admin. I will press enter and then I have to put the password. So here I will type the password. You can't see it. And then I just need to press enter. When I will press enter, now it will tell you and ask you, you need to select a project so that you can import it. So what you can do, you can select maybe custom application, or it says import existing. If I search for, so as of now we have custom applications, store applications, all these options. What you can do, you can just click on custom applications. So if I click here and then I will click on import existing. So any custom application I would have in the system, I will have it in my Visual Code. I will click here, import existing. It says no application found. Now the reason behind it, because as of now I have not created a single application. But what we can do in order to see that whether it is able to fetch an application or not, you can still create a new application. So let me go back to my instance over here and we can quickly create an application. So I will go to Studio directly, click here. It will open ServiceNow Studio where you can create a new application. Here I have create application. I will click on create application. It says welcome to the new ways to set up your application. Choose, let's get started. I think maybe I can put the name. So the name of the app is maybe SaaS Demo. Says advanced settings, scope, I don't want for now. I can just click on create. This is the new way of creating application in ServiceNow in New York version. Here it's if you want to give some roles. I don't want as of now, I will continue. Which format do you want to use for this application? Just classic, or it's kind of workspace, mobile, whatever. So I can select this, or maybe I will select three of them, and all three. I will click on continue. It says any tables. I will click on create a new table. It says upload spreadsheet, extend table, or create table from scratch. I will do create table from scratch. Do you want to create new field? I can do maybe name. It's like it's name of the video. Field name, field type. I will select maybe string here. 40 limit. I will go then add a new field. I will put like link. Here I will select the URL. That's a YouTube URL link. And I will just click on continue. For now, it says table label my table SN. And I can also change the name. Here I will put YouTube videos. I have extensible auto number. Okay, I will give a number. It's UT. And I have this. I will continue. All right, now it is just creating your application. Okay, so application. So you can say it's your table is ready. As of now, it was creating the table. Then I can click on continue. Which data tables do you want to use for this application? I will just select this one for now. Done with tables. I have this. Okay, it's time to design your application, classic and all. I think that's what you can do. We will just go to start for a classic app for now. It is SaaS demo. Choose which role. I will not give any role for now. Okay, it's SaaS demo. And here asking me if I have to give any role. I will put self-service maybe, or maybe ITIL for now. And I have this create button. I will create it. It's done. I don't want to create any mobile application for now. Maybe I will just cancel it. Yes, remove this app. And I will also remove this. Done with the apps because I'm just working on the classic. And I will just click on done. So my new application SaaS demo is created. Now let's see if I go back to my Visual Studio. Will I still get that option? So I go here. I will click on new project. Okay, I don't have to click on new project. I will go to terminal again. This time I will go to now. And I have to create new project. Okay, I have to give the name of the instance again. URL. So that's the URL I have. Press enter. Basic username sas.admin, password. It's authenticated. Here I will select custom application. It is trying to connect. I can just close this one for now. Okay, authentication is done. I will do import existing. Let's see what happens. So now you can see the difference. It is really cool, I can say that. So you can see I have now SaaS demo. because I created that custom application in my ServiceNow instance, and now I can see that. I can just select it. If you select it, let's see what happens. Okay, it is showing you all the configuration files right over here. So all the configuration files, what you can do, you can just select them. I think everything is selected for now, and you can click on OK. After you click on OK, you can see that particular project is over here. It says untitled for now, but you can still rename it if you want. So as of now, it is untitled. I have these. I must have all the files as well. If you say source, data model, I have this table, navigation, modules, everything is over here. It is still trying to install everything. You can see installation is going on. Okay, so it is still trying to fetch the files. Let's wait. So it is importing all the data. So it is done. As now you can see, I have all the files. So if I go here, navigation, tables, data tables, everything is here. So this is how you can do different changes. And if I go to your table, maybe in data model, I have this table. Do you want code to open external website? Okay, this will take you to that table. I will cancel it for now because this is just my table. I have this module, for example, all modules. Okay, it will take you to your module again. The same configuration if you want to make. So what it does, it automatically fetches the URL. So it will take you to that URL automatically. Now, after configuring your application and importing your application files, you can create also different application files directly from your Visual Studio Code. For that, you need to go at the bottom right here. You can see we have create file. When you click on create file, you will see all these options. So for example, let's create a client script. I will click on client development. And here I have different types of file types basically. So I will click on client scripts. I have to give it a name, and I can give a name, maybe SaaS demo. And here I can press enter. Now after pressing enter, you will see a difference that under this source, as of now you are seeing data model, but now you also have client development type of file as well over here, where we have client scripts, and then you have this script over here, .js file. Here you can write your client script. Now how exactly we can do that? So you can do function if I select function, maybe on load, and I just write alert, this is an alert. I put semicolon. Now what I will do, I will sync this file. So for that, I will just click on here, sync project. And if I click on sync project, you can see it says sync in progress here, and it says sync completed. If I cross this, it will ask me, do you want to save this? I will click on yes, save this. So I have saved this. I can sync the project again. And let's see if this file is being created in your application or not. So I will go back to my application and I will try to open this. When I click this, you can see we have our client script right here, and the name of the application is SaaS demo. You can see the client script name is SaaS demo, and I don't have all these options like table and all. And let's see if I have a script. So if I go at the bottom, and yep, I do have function on load and this. So you can see my script is definitely over there. I also have update set and the versions as well. That's what I have. This is the current one. So this is how you create. You can see it's a live sync. You just click on that. Now your file is automatically imported back in ServiceNow. So it's totally bi-directional. So if you want to create any type of file, you can create directly from here. Let's try to create a new server-side scripting. So I will go to my Visual Studio Code. I will go here, create file, and I will select server-side, server development over here. When I click on server development, it will show me all the scripting types where I can write the server-side scripting. So I have business rules. I will click on business rules and I will select any name, maybe SaaS demo v1, and I will press enter. Now this will automatically, you can see automatically showing me the syntax. Now here I can type the code. For example, now if you remember, we talked about IntelliSense, that is auto completion code. Now how exactly it does? So for example, I do var. So I have that var gr, that is glide record object new. It is giving me that option, and then I type glide record. You can see I do have that as well. I will press record. Here I can mention the incident table or any table I want. I'm just showing you the scripting right now. I'm not doing the scripting for the current application. I'm just showing you the demo. So I can put maybe add query, this one, gr dot query. I'm not putting any condition over here, and here I will just semicolon while gr dot next. So now you can see it is giving me all the code which I use in ServiceNow. So whenever you write a script in ServiceNow, a script editor, you also get these options of auto completion. Similarly, you get similar option in Visual Studio Code as well. And I can say it's a really great feature. Now, how exactly it can be directly shown in your personal developer instance. So as of now, I'm not saving anything. Let's see if it gets synced or not. So I will go back to my instance. I'm here right now, and I will try to maybe reload it. So as of now, you can see I do not have server development. That means it has not synced yet. I will go back to my instance, and what I will do, I will just do gr.number for now. Number. And here I will just do if. I will not run this for now. And that's it. Maybe I will do print gs.print. I have gs.print. That's it. So what I can do, I can save this. So I will click on file, save it. It has been saved. I will see, can it still sync? I will go back to my instance, try to reload it. Not yet. Go here. It says 1. Okay, it says missing semicolon. It's giving you the error. I will give semicolon, close this. Now I will save again. So it's saved. I don't have any error. I go back to my instance and try to reload it. Still I don't have. Let's see what exactly you can see that. What I will do, I will click on sync project, or maybe let's see if I have any opportunity to directly sync this file, or I have this server development, right click here. I don't want to compare it. Do you want to compare right now? I don't want to compare right now. I will just sync project. It says sync in progress. Let's see. Now it is saying that sync is completed. I will go back to my instance and I will reload it. Now you can see I have business rule as well. I have server deployment type of scripting as well, and here I have this business rule. If I click that, I can see the same name, and I can also see the same kind of scripting. If I will go to the advanced section, you can see I have the same script. So ideally it's really great. I think great feature I can say. So whatever scripting you want to do, it will give you really good I think a UI where you can do different kind of scripting. You fetch your application, do change in your scripting, or maybe if you want to publish as well, and you can just sync it and start coding it. You create a file, do scripting, rest of the changes you can do directly on your instance, like setting up the table. I don't think you can select the table as well, that on what table you can create these application files. That is something. But let's see, if I go to my instance again, I have click on create file. I don't think there is an option over here where you can select that. Even if I select client development, I don't have any option to select the table. That is the one thing. And as I mentioned, this application, this feature of Visual Studio Code is basically for editing and creating application directly from here. And mostly I would say it will be really useful because it's not kind of a UI, right, where you can create application just like a drag and drop. Basically, this is for scripting. The Visual Studio Code is a script editor. You write different codes and debug as well directly from here. Like you saw, a semicolon was not there. However, I fixed it right from here. Now this is the great example I can say. You can directly debug your code right from here. You can also run the background script. How can you do that? Let's take a look. For example, you have this one. In this case, I'm not putting any add query. I will directly query your incident and I will do gs.print, for example. And if I select this from here and I right click here, you will see this option called run script background current. That is the current scope, or in global scope. I will run it in global. I will click here. When you will click that, it will run in your system. Ideally, it is running it right now. So okay, so that's the great feature I can say. You can see it not just run on your instance, it also shows you the output right here. So we do have gs.print, and as of now we have not done any kind of add query. So what I will do, and we have also not mentioned the right syntax here. I will save this again, save it, and then I will just try to run it. You can also run without save. When I run it, let's see if I get some output. Yes, we got the output. So I would say it is a really great feature. You can see I got my incident number here because I did not put next in the previous scripting. That's the reason. But now I have this gr.next as a method over here, and now I can see the output, right output. In this case, let's do one thing. Let's try to put gr dot maybe not null query, add active query. Let's do that. So all the active records, if I press here semicolon, and now you don't need to save it. You just need to select that code, right click here and click on run background script. if you will run it, and let's see. Okay, we get this one this time, but let's see if I do while. I will go to my code, I will do while, and it will definitely print. So I will do gr, I will give a space. Here I will do gr.active, that's a field name for now. And I will just copy this, right click and global. I will run this. Let's see what kind of output we get. Awesome. We are getting all the active incidents. And that's what kind of query we have put in, add active query. You can see we have all active incidents listed in your Visual Code. You don't have to go to your instance just to run this code. It will also tell you, because if you remember, on your background scripting in ServiceNow, you cannot utilize the, first of all, code completer, that is IntelliSense. That's the one of the loophole I can say for background script. Another one is it doesn't show you the error. It shows you later basically, but here it will give you the error before you run it. That's a good feature. So I think it is really good feature. You get all the output right here, and I would say overall ServiceNow came up with this publicly published version of Visual Studio Code with ServiceNow. I think they are really rocking over here. So I hope you have liked my videos. Please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and I will keep on spreading the knowledge to all of you. Thank you for watching my video. Have a great day.